Bidwell, one of the 3 directors of Bidwell Henderson Cost Consultants. We are a 26 strong team of cost lawyers and cost draftsmen who specialise in both inter-parties and legal aid billing, all the way up to assessments if needed. We deal with mostly difficult cases that no one else knows how to deal with, and we've got quite a nice niche area of virtual billing, where we bill cases through case management systems by logging directly into them and billing from the system to avoid clients having to print out vast reams of paper. There are 2 main things I would say. The first one is our incredible team who have so much experience between them. They are all experienced cost draftsmen or cost lawyers, and they are incentivised by us to produce the best quality work that they can do. We don't provide them with any targets, and all we ask is that you do a really good job for the clients. And they're also told at the very beginning that we have very high standards, and if they fail to meet those, then we no longer send work their way. So there's that side of things, and then the other side is that there are 3 of us, 3 directors who are running the business, each with very different experience and very different skill sets. So Anne is a legal aid lawyer. She was a solicitor in practice for over 10 years, and then she went into costs. So she's got extensive experience as both on the fee earning side and on the billing side. Mark is our cost lawyer. He specialises in inter-parties work, and he has extensive experience in that area, and he heads up our inter-parties sub-team. He also is the head of our advocacy department. He's got over 10 years in costs, plus I think it's about 6 years in management work. And I deal with high cost work, mostly day to day, and I tend to deal with things like recruitment, marketing, advertising, and anything I can think of to push the business on for the future. So I think the combination of those 2 things is why we're successful. And we've been incredibly lucky that the clients that we have got, that we've retained the whole time, have referred us to other people within their local areas. So we're feeling quite happy and quite lucky at the moment. Anne and I are quite chatty. Mark is generally the one that keeps us in line. Anne is incredibly knowledgeable and technical. She deals with the difficult side of legal aid. She was in practice as a legal aid solicitor for well over 10 years, so she knows exactly what she's doing. So she's the kind of go-to guru for legal aid. She's incredibly sweet, knowledgeable, helpful, and she goes out of her way for clients. That's just part of her personality. Mark is the one who doesn't really say very much, but when he does, it's generally profound. And he's incredibly bright and doesn't tend to struggle getting to grips with anything, which obviously Anne and I find quite frustrating at times. And I'm probably the weird one, really, because I'm the one who's constantly trying to push the business on and taking any opportunity possible to make that happen. And yeah, a bit of a chatterbox along with that. Being stuck on a train for over 6 hours until 2 o'clock in the morning at 9 months pregnant, that was a particular low light, really, because I insisted on going to a client meeting a few days before I was due to give birth. That was pretty difficult, and Anne and I struggle every single month with trying to work out the management accounts. So every single month we ask Mark the exact same questions, and we must drive him absolutely mad. Other than that, probably being up in the early hours of the morning to finish urgent work, and then obviously having to get up with the children a few hours later. Yes, winning the awards, that's been amazing. So we won 2 local business awards, and we had a commendation for being the business of the year. That was a definite highlight. In addition to that, the fact that we've managed to establish good reputation for ourselves without really trying too much, apart from the fact that we've just insisted on everybody producing high quality work. that's incredible. So we've built up this really good reputation, particularly in London, for high cost work and CCMS, because we're on the pilot for that. Sponsoring the Legal Aid Lawyer of the Year Awards, we sponsored them last year and we're sponsoring them again this year, so that's pretty exciting. Obviously it's a great cause, it's a great objective to be able to provide sponsorship, but at the same time it's a fantastic event, so we enjoyed it on a personal level as well. And probably the most recent thing, visiting the legal aid agency in Jarrow, that was a real eye-opener. We were incredibly impressed with the setup there, and it's given us a real insight going forward as to how we can kind of tailor our service to make sure that we reduce rejection rates. The funniest thing is when our office manager accidentally referred to a client as Mills and Boon instead of the client's actual name. Luckily that was just to us in the office and not the client, but yeah, it sort of prompted us to ask some interesting questions on what Mike likes to read in his spare time. The weirdest thing, which still makes me cringe now actually, is when I met one of my costing heroes, and I acted pretty much like a schoolgirl at a boy band concert. No, not at all. We look completely different to what we expected. I think all three of us directors expected to just have a nice work-life balance by this point, and to just be the three of us working hard to provide an excellent service to our existing clients. But it's grown incredibly well, and I think now we're all on a mission for world domination. Okay, next step is to buy our own office, and that's what we're looking to do at the moment. After that, we are currently recruiting for another admin to join Katie and Mike, so they can take on sort of more responsibilities. And then after that, it will be 3 new positions for consultant cost draftsman opening up, and just trying to grow bigger, better, stronger every day.